you. Good boy. I am out with Teddy. 17 weeks old now, I think. And we are working on our off-leash heel. This is actually my first time working with him. Josh has done all the work leading up to this point. He goes home in, about 4 days. So usually the transfer to me is the first step to the transfer to the owners. If I can get it, the owners can get it. So it's transferred to me, and then I transfer it to his owners. Bet you didn't think a 4-month-old puppy, actually almost 5 months old, could be in a perfect off-leash heel. But it is possible. And we're showing you with Teddy right here. He is a Labradoodle who came to his family, and then within a couple weeks he had bitten everybody in the family, guarding things that dropped on the floor, biting the groomer, scaring the dog walker. So we had no choice but to bump up his date because that's too dangerous, and we didn't really want to pattern that biting any longer. So we took him at 14 weeks old. We had him for a month, and he'll go home on Friday with all these new skills. So obedience is great, right? This is nice, having a way to walk him, having a way to say stay, having a way to recall him and get him to you. But honestly, the most important thing they'll have is a way to safely disagree with any behavior they don't like. That is the most important thing we could be giving them, because we could very well send him home with all this obedience and he's still biting. What was that? That was a good response. We live near a quarry and they do rock explosions. So that's what that was. The first time I heard it, when we moved here, I thought it was an earthquake. And I went on to the neighborhood Facebook group and I was like, did anyone feel that earthquake? And they were like, no, that's the quarry. It pretty much happens almost every day. And it does. Wow. So look at this off-leash heel. When you're looking down at him while walking him, his head should be next to your left leg. If it's moving out of that position, that's when the e-collar chimes in. Okay, like right there. And now he's out of position, so I'm going to tap my tone. Let him find me again, and there he is. Notice what I didn't do. I didn't stop. I let him make the mistake and then used my e-collar to get him right back into position. That was a little dramatic. It was only a 12. So I clicked my stem for eating the pine cone. Then he went over here, so I started tapping my tone. And look where he's at now. Okay? Great job. So you've seen the off-leash heel. Let's practice the stay commands. When I stop, he stops. What a good boy. Stay. This is the very same... No. Stay. This is the very same location. No. Stay. This is the very same location that we did his drop-off, where we had to cut it short because he was just barking so much. And you guys hear how quiet my neighborhood is? We can't have a dog out here barking. It upsets my neighbors. So, Teddy is no longer an incessant barker. He's got a nice walk. He's got a nice stay, but if you notice, he made me work for it. He said, I stay for Josh, but Julie needs to earn it. So I had to say no and correct him to get this result right here, which is what his family will have to do as well. So that stay is really important. You're having a way to control his movement, and he doesn't just believe he can get up at free will. That's the important part. So if you can't hold him accountable, don't even try to put him in the command. Let's talk about our recall. Recall is getting him to you. Okay, we do that with the tone paired with the verbal. Okay, so the verbal is the word come, and then you tap the tone. It works up to 1/4 mile away. I don't tap it once, I tap it a couple times, and then I heavy praise when he's on his way, and then he comes and sits or stands right in front of you, or sometimes lays down. Let's try it. Come, good boy, praise, and he comes right to me and gets his pets. Good job. From here, stay. I can put him in another stay, and notice this time he doesn't test me as I walk away because he remembers the last time it didn't work for him. So they're not going to keep trying things that are not working for him. Same can be said about the biting. He's not trying to bite anymore because it's not working for him, whereas before it was. I can put him in a stay. I can release him. I can put him back in the walk. I can recall him It's totally up to you. Let's release him for some free time. Break, good boy. We're finished our walk. We're gonna recall inside from the yard. Come, good boy. Place, we're gonna send to the place bed. What we don't wanna do is come in from our walk or yard time and let him freely roam our house. We're gonna come in, we're gonna let him settle on place for a while. And when we're ready to do something with him again, we can release him. Break, good boy.